What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Wheelchair EDC. I am Roland. So this is gonna be part two of my home defense little series. This is mainly gonna be going over rifles, and if you guys allow them, I'm gonna talk about some SBRs, short barrel rifles, AR pistols, stuff like that. Unfortunately, we can't have them here in California anymore, so I don't have any, but I do think those are good options. But just to kick the video off, we're just gonna go over AK style. This is my NPAP, all wood, nothing fancy about it. It is clear. I cleared everything before the video, so don't trip out. AK as home defense. Let's start off with caliber. Well, let's start off with this. So the way that I think about it is depending on where you live. So like I said in part one, if you live in an apartment, no. ARs, no. Pistols, yes. Shotgun with birdshot, yes. Shotgun with buckshot, no. Any rifle, anything that, center fire rifle, these are 7.62s for the AK. No, because in an apartment, they're going to go through walls into your neighbor's apartment, into their neighbor's apartment, and the neighbor after them. So you don't want to be shooting into other people's homes. If you are in, a house where you can talk to your neighbor over the fence, again, no. No on ARs, because again, these rounds will go through walls. They might not get through the stucco on the outside of your house, but they'll be flying through the windows into other windows. So ARs, AKs, stuff like that, chambered in center fire rifles, no. For modern home, modern neighborhoods, if you live in a house and you have a couple acres, then maybe, possibly, that's up to you to decide. But my opinion is, if you can talk to your neighbor from your property and they're on their property, a rifle round, so any center fire rifle round, is a little bit too much if you can have a conversation with your neighbor. That's just my opinion, but I don't want my rounds going into my neighbor's house and, hurting them, or, worse, a fatality or something like that. That's just what I believe, but you guys can make up your guys' own minds. This is just my opinion. But starting off as, first off, if you live in an apartment, anything I mentioned in this video is completely off the table for people in apartments. Certain things, depending on the rifle variant, so the calibers, I would not recommend them, but I would put thought into them for myself if I could own them. Unfortunately, you guys know I'm here in California, so gun laws here suck. But yeah, so just kicking it off, or picking up where we started. Apartments, everything from this point on, no, except for shotguns with birdshot, not buck. But I don't have one to show you guys, so it is what it is. But back to AKs. If you have a good chunk of land, I'd say 10 acres, 15 acres, or more. If you have to walk across your property to talk to your neighbor, then yes, I would say an AK in 7.62 by 39, by all means. If you want to get the AK in different chambers, chambered in something different, like 5.45, that's kind of overkill and not needed, but it is an option. If you want to get, I forgot the variant of it, but I know It's AK pistol, I believe, in 9 mil. I'll put a picture of it right here just so you guys can see. Um, I would definitely pick that for home defense. Whether I'm in a regular house where you can talk to your neighbor over the fence, or if you have a little chunk of land, 5-10 acres, because 9 mil is effective for about 100 yards. Um, we'll get to other calibers in AR form shortly, but AK in 7.62. AK in 7.62. If you have a good chunk of land, yes. So AKs, you guys all know they are reliable. You can literally take this apart with a paper clip. You can strip it down. It comes with its own cleaning rod right here. There's nothing wrong with an AK. They're easy to maintain. You open them up, spray some WD-40 in it, close it up, and put it in the safe. That's literally all you have to do. You can open it up, throw a handful of dirt, a handful of sand, close it, and it'll still function. They are the Glock version of a rifle. Like, they will run no matter what. They'll run dry, they'll run wet, they'll run muddy, sandy, whatever the condition, they still function. So calibers, 7.62 by 39, 5.45 by 54R, I believe, and I saw the 9 mil variant in a pistol. 9 mil I would recommend for all three. 7.62 and 5.45 only if you have a big chunk of land. Other than that, it's just it's an AK. I mean, it's a beautiful gun. Don't mind my California fin grip, but yeah, AKs, I love them. You love them and you hate them. They're ugly and they're beautiful at the same time. But yeah, so that's going over AKs. Let me grab my AR, and then we'll go over variants and stuff for that. All right, guys. So that was AKs. This is going to be going over AR platform, AR-15s, AR-10s, AR-9s, just any AR platform, pretty much. So going off of what I said earlier, if you can talk to your neighbor over the fence, I don't recommend AR-15 because 223 and 556 will disintegrate going through walls. Glass is going to have a lesser effect on it. It's still going to shred it up. It's still going to break it down, but it's going to take more glass to do that. You guys can find videos of barrier tests with any caliber online. So AR-15, AR-10, so 223, 556, 300 blackout, 6.5 Grendel, 308 going into the AR-10s, 308, 7.62 by 54, same as 308. 6.5 Creedmoor, all the new calibers, all the off calibers that people are getting into. If you can talk to your neighbor over the fence, like I mentioned, none of those calibers are any good. They're overkill. Those rounds are going to go through your house if you ever have to shoot. For sure, they're going to be going through whoever's breaking into your house. Whoever is trying to do you harm in your home, those rounds are going to go through them and most likely through whatever's behind them. And that's something that you don't really want to have to deal with, especially if your neighbor is, within 10, 15 feet, even 10 yards, 15 yards of your house. Like I said, if you could talk to them over over the fence, uh, any rifle caliber is too much. AR platforms, yes. If you can get it in 9 millimeter, if you can get it in 10 millimeter, if you can get it, I've seen some in 357 Magnum 38 Special. I've seen it in what is it, 50 Beowulf. That's way overkill. I mean, 50 cal. That's an elephant gun, um, but it has less penetrating power than any rifle caliber. So I would do that. Whatever pistol calibers they offer in AR platforms is good for an urban environment. If you have land, like I said, if you have 10, 15 acres or more, then yeah, this will work. AR-15 in 5.56 in 223, 300 blackout, 308. 308 would be overkill. 6.5 Creedmoor overkill. Things like that. You would need a big chunk of land. Just because 308 goes a long way. 6.5 Creedmoor. Those are designed to be long range guns, so mile guns. So you would need 60, 70 acres, just so after the bullet goes through the target, it starts tumbling. It's not going to be going into the neighbor's house. I mean, it might bounce off the wall, it might shred on impact, but you don't want to shoot two people with one bullet. You don't want to have a lucky bullet. Um, but AR platform as the platform, yes, because I didn't mention this for the AKs, but AR platforms, you can do whatever you want to them. You can do full Picatinny rail, you can do quad rails, you can keep like the furniture that I have on mine, um, lights, lasers, red dots, scopes, whatever extra mag holders on the front, angled grips, whatever you can think of, they make adapters for ARs. If you want to have a GoPro mounted, just for video evidence, that to kind of back yourself up if you ever have to use your gun, I mean, you could do that too. But it really, like, AR platform is very versatile. Just really, really, really consider the caliber that you pick. Um, like I said in part one, if you can talk to your neighbor over the fence, like I'm gonna repeat this over and over, just so you guys start thinking with that in your mind. Even when you're buying a self-defense pistol, that's something to think about. Like, stopping power, yes, but what is that going to go through if you're on your back and you're struggling to shoot? So the same thing for a rifle. If you have this out and someone's breaking in, right? So you're leaning over the door and say you got someone behind you, or you have a dog and the dog runs past your legs or bumps you, you flinch, and then you accidentally pull the trigger. Where's that round going? I would rather have a pistol caliber, so I know it's stopping in the wall and not going into the neighbor's house. Um, but like I said, if you have acres of land, if you can't talk to your neighbor from like your porch or your house, and you have to yell at them, then 223, 5.56, all the calibers I mentioned earlier are perfectly fine. Um, but as an urban home defense item or tool, definitely not those calibers. AR 9s, so 9 millimeter, 10 millimeter, whatever pistol caliber you can get, I definitely recommend. Also, if you have, say you have your Glock, if you guys run a Glock as your bedside gun, and you have an AR-9 that accepts Glock mags, you can use your Glock mag. So say you have your Glock 19, Glock 17, or you have it chambered in an AR chambered in 10 mil. You can use your Glock 20 mags with your home defense rifle. So the same mags for your pistol will work in your rifle. That's something to think about. Also, that's why I'm trying to build a AR-9 in 9mm that accepts Glock mags, just to kind of back myself up. I can use the same mags. If I run out of ammo in one, I can pull the mag out of the other, put it in, say, my 19. I can pull the mag out of that, put it in the AR, and it'll shoot fine. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on AR platform style rifles. So let's get into straight into carbines, more centerfire carbines, because I will show you guys what I use for my home defense. All right, guys. So I went over AK style rifles, and AR platform rifles. So AR platform, AK platform, and now I'm gonna show you. Pretty much, this is in its own category. So this is gonna be rimfire semi-auto rifles. So I'm just pulling this out because this is the only 1022 that I have. It's just an old school Ruger 1022 rifle. Takes the 10 round boxed mags. But I'm pulling this out because what I use for home defense is literally this same platform. See, same thing, but this is chambered in 44 Magnum. But I will go over that after this. So 1022s, I would recommend for home defense, if this is what you can afford, out of, like, if this is what your budget can do, you can get all kinds of different stocks. You can make these bullpup. You can get the big, 20 round mags. For these, you can get stocks like AR platform 1022s. Yeah, if this is what you can afford, I would recommend this over a 22 pistol, just because you're going to get better velocity. It is a little bit long. You guys can see. It's, I don't know what this is. It's I'll put right here the length of the barrel, but it's just, the standard length, standard 1022 with the scope. This is just, a plinking gun. But 22, you guys know, is very, very underpowered, so you don't have to worry about over penetration. A couple windows, it will break the round up, and it's not going to go that much further. But going from this to my option, or my preferred, this is chambered in 44 Magnum, and it's a little bit shorter. This is exactly a 16.5-inch barrel. You guys can see the end of the barrel right there. It's 44 Magnum. But I like this for me because 44 Magnum, there's no recoil. So I can hold this with, one round or one arm, and I can still point and shoot. No recoil. The weight of this takes all the recoil away. This shoots exactly like the 1022. The concussion that you get, the sound, you can tell it's not a 22, but it recoils the same as a 1022. I did have a red dot on here, but it died, and I just haven't put a battery in it, so I just took it off. Um, but this is, if I need to get this, it's ready to go in the safe. Um, but like I said, I always have my Glock 19 on me, or my Glock 20, or my CW9. Those are my three primary concealed carry guns, and I've always got one of those next to my bed. So this is pretty much a last resort because I'm more comfortable with those, especially being in a chair. Um, just pushing with a rifle, you know, trying to clear, trying to clear out, something with that. Especially with this, this has no, rail adapter attachments, nothing like that. It's just the wood stock. I haven't found any stocks for this, like aftermarket. I did look into like the 1022 stocks, but with this uh, bull barrel and the receiver's a little bit bigger than a 1022 because it is 44 Magnum. It just, they don't fit right. So instead of trying to make this work, I just left it as it is. I mean, this gun was passed down. Trying to find a 44 Magnum carbine um, is really really hard to find. So this is just a, if I need this, it's ready to go. But I would rather use my pistols until I build up a AR9 platform rifle. So yeah, this is what I choose. This is what I have because 44 Magnum is a bear stopper, man stopper, whatever stopper you want to use. But it is a pistol caliber, so it's not gonna go through. It's gonna go through walls, but I'm more comfortable shooting this in a house than an AR-15, an AK, chambered in a rifle round. So this is what I use. This is, it's an old antique, but if I need this, like I said, it's ready to go. Um, it is tube fed underneath. It's not magazine fed, which sucks. So it's 5+1, so 6 rounds. But 6 rounds of 44 Magnum is pretty good. If you get hit with a 44 mag, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna, you know, turn the other way. Like you're gonna rethink what you're doing. But yeah, so this is just my option because for me, it's a little bit heavy, but it's nice and short, so I can get through doorways with it. I can hold a flashlight with this. If I need to rest against a doorway, if I need more firepower than my Glock 19, this is the gun that I'm grabbing first. If I can get to the safe, this is ready to go. But yeah, so it's just a quick video. I know it's going on a little bit too long, but that's just my thoughts on rifles. Shotguns, excuse me. Like I said, I have an old school double barrel. It's an old coach gun. It still has the 2 hammers on it. That I would not use as home defense, just because it's stamped on the barrel. Only use lead shot, like no steel shot, nothing like that, because it'll eat itself. But shotguns, yeah, they're great for home defense. I talked to a couple law enforcement guys a few years back. I talked to an uncle that I have that's an ex-Navy SEAL, and they've kind of all told me the same thing. If you're going to have a shotgun, whether it's pump, semi-auto, double barrel, whatever, your first shot, if it's a double barrel, bird shot, if they keep coming, you put buckshot or a slug. If they keep trying to attack you, or they keep trying to break in with after getting shot with bird shot, they're not right, and they're ready to bite the bullet, and just let them have it. But if you're using a pump action or a double barrel, or not a pump action or semi-auto shotgun, the first two shots, bird shot. You give, first warning shot. Second warning shot is another bird shot. If they still try and go, just let them. After that, just have buckshot or slugs, whatever you prefer, buckshot or slug. But after two warning shots, they still think they need to keep doing what they're doing to get to you. Um, then let them have it. But that's what a couple law enforcement guys told me. Hit them with birdshot first, like the smallest whatever, because just the sound of the shotgun, even racking a shotgun for a pump action, will scare off most people. But there's still some that want to keep doing what they're doing. So you hit them with birdshot. If they rethink what they're doing and get the hell out of Dodge, then better for you. It's I don't know if it would be lethal, but them picking BBs out of their skin is better than them losing their life. Unless if it's like really close and you hit them with the whole wad and it just goes into them and destroys them, like a pumpkin or watermelon or any of those videos that you guys have seen online. I know I've seen some, but I would rather get hit with birdshot over buckshot or a slug any day. But if they keep coming to you or keep doing what they're doing, after getting hit with birdshot, then like I said, they have a death wish, or they really, really want to harm you, or they think that the stuff that you own in your house is more important than their lives, and you gotta do what you need to do. But like I said, a couple law enforcement guys told me that. A couple ex-military guys, my uncle's one of them. They've all said the same thing: load 1 to 2 shots of birdshot, and then after that, buckshot. So that's my thoughts on that. You guys do what you need to. But like I said, I don't have a shotgun that I can show you guys for home defense. But depending on what you want, what you guys like, me personally, I would have that new Shockwave, the Mossberg Shockwave or whatever it is, the short little sawed-off shotgun that's legal. I personally would have that because that's going back to the 44 Magnum. It's nice and short, so you can get through doorways, peek around corners with a small package that has a lot of power behind it. That is a pump shotgun, so all you do is just rack it, and it's a deterrent that way, the sound of it. Everybody knows what a shotgun sounds like, and no one wants to be at the other end of that sound. I know that is low capacity, but what you lose in capacity, you gain in mobility, and you also gain in recoil because you can't shoulder it. But that's just my thoughts. So, shotguns, for guys like me that are in a chair, shotguns are hard to use. They kick a lot, so you're going to be tippy. It's going to throw you around a little bit when you're using buckshot. It's like shooting a bolt-action rifle. It just kicks. So if you guys can handle it, I can handle it. I just choose not to. There's more options, better options for me, for guys with my situation. But like I said, I choose the 44 Magnum. That's the last resort for home situation with neighbors on the other side of the fence. Yeah, so this is part 2. Rifles, shotguns. Let me know what you guys think. I know I'm kind of like all over the place, but like I said in my last video, I'm having camera issues, and as you guys can see, I've had to piece this out to get it to record right. so I don't have to keep redoing it over and over and over. But yeah, so let me go. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the video, what you guys would recommend for other people, um, what you guys think about my opinion on all this. And yeah, join the Discord. There's a link down in the description also. If you guys want to get one-on-one with me or get into the community and just talk about general stuff, gear, stuff like that, don't be afraid. It's free. Just make an account and join. Mobile app, computer, it's all there. Link is down in the description. And yeah, hope you guys are having a good time through this whole COVID thing. I know it's starting to clear up a little bit. People or cities are opening back up and stuff like that. But especially with all these riots and nonsense going on with all these people, make sure you guys stay armed. Protect what's yours with whatever you have, a 22, a 44 Magnum, even if it's a bolt action gun, take the scope off, put a red dot on it, and if that's what you have, that's what you have. But your stuff is worth more than their life. If they're gonna act like idiots, they deserve it. But yeah, so this is just my part 2 video. Like I said, let me know what you guys think, and hope you guys stay safe out there. Later, guys.